Hi, so today we are going to be talking about whether you need a solicitor or a surveyor for a particular transaction. So one of my biggest frustrations at the moment is effectively clients that don't fully appreciate the difference between what a solicitor does and what a surveyor does. And to be honest, it's not really their fault because it's not their business or expertise, but it is important to understand the difference between the two and when you need to use one or the other, or indeed both. So I'll start really with just one example. Let's say if you're either a business or a landlord, tenants or a landlord. Let's say, for example, you get, as a business, a rent review trigger notice from a landlord, so you need to negotiate a rent review. It's effectively a rent negotiation. And what a lot of clients think is that they'll pass this to their solicitor, and quite often what happens is the solicitor will receive the letter from the tenant, and what they should be doing is saying, great, that's the response that's been given from your landlord, but you really need to give this to a surveyor to study the lease and carry out the appropriate actions, because effectively it's a rental valuation and expert negotiation that's involved. What they shouldn't be doing is trying to tackle the matter themselves, because it's just not their area of expertise. In the same way that they wouldn't be passing myself as a chartered surveyor a lease to finalise and document and draft up and amend, because I'm not a solicitor, it's not my area of expertise, so it's just not within my professional scope. So I think just one thing really important to note: if you're a tenant, if you're a landlord, it's the right person for the right job. And quite often for something like a rent review, it's a surveyor that you need, not a solicitor. Even though unfortunately some solicitors will try and do it themselves, which is a big no-no. If you're dealing with a lease renewal negotiation, then you will need both, so a surveyor and a solicitor, and they both play their separate parts, and that's something we can get into for another day. But just as a summary and a word of warning, if you're dealing with the rent negotiation, it's a surveyor that you need to be employing to carry out that service for you, not a solicitor, despite what sometimes they might say. Hope you found that useful. Any questions, drop us a note, and we'll try and cover these off in any future podcasts and audios that we record. Take care.